Welcome back to Story Glimpse. Today we'll be talking about what to do with your short story once you've finished it. Where do you go from there? Stay tuned. Welcome to Story Glimpse. I'm Weston Kincade, bestselling horror and mystery author, and today we're going to talk about what to do with your short story once you've finished it. Thus far in Story Glimpse, we've been going over some of my stories, such as Hell to the Chief, and talking about different aspects that can be improved upon or fixed and applied to your short stories before you ever submit. And what's that process? That's what we're going to be going over today. I've broken it down into 4 main points. Point 1. Beta readers are incredibly important. Thank them once you get them. Give them presents. Anything you can do. Beta readers are invaluable. And really, they're just fans. They're your biggest fans normally, because they're going to give you feedback based on what they've already read. If you're producing a series of stories, they're going to give you feedback on whether the characters are consistent, whether various things match up that you may not have thought about. So step 1, once you've finished it, you've gone over it time and again, you're sure it's ready. That's when you know it's not, but you know you are. So that's where you take on step 1. You send it off to your beta readers. Now, early on, I know you're not going to have a lot of beta readers, so you may turn to friends, family, people who, a few of fans you may have. You can do that, but please keep in mind that some of the feedback you're going to get may be tempered. Okay, they may not comment on certain things that they're a little afraid to criticize. So what I would do, starting out, I know it's hard, do that. Get your friends, family to read it. Make sure you're contacting people who actually are your target audience, though. Okay, make sure that if you write fantasy, they read fantasy. And once you have your group of beta readers to start with, then you can send it off and get feedback from them. I would warn you, and this is something that I keep in mind with all beta readers, whenever you get feedback from them, don't automatically start to make a change. See if there's consistency in the feedback. Okay? That consistency will then help you to know, hey, yes, there's a problem here. And then you're done, right? No. Point 2, editors. Beta readers are great. They're phenomenal. They help you so much. You still need an editor, okay? I was teaching English for years whenever I put my first book out, and I went, oh, I don't need an editor. Don't do that. I learned from my mistakes. Now you can learn from my mistakes. Okay? You need to hire an editor. Now, my editor is Brandy Yasa. She's great. If you would like to go ahead and contact her, you can follow the information below. Now, if you are looking for an editor, she's right up your alley. She's building her client list right now. If you already have an editor, good on you. Great. Use them. If you don't have an editor, please look into it. Just $50 to $100 paid to a very good editor can make your story phenomenal and make it ready to either submit to an agent or put in your own anthology if you're looking at self-publishing. And that leads us to point 3, research. Now, I'm going to point out something about research. you want to do the research if you've already written the short story, and research other publishers that are looking for your theme, your storyline, the plot. Normally, anthologies that publishers are putting together will have a theme. So what you're looking for whenever you get online, do a Google search, explore whatever browser you use, and do a search for short story calls for submission. That's the words to use in your search. Calls for submission. You'll probably have quite a few that come up, and then you'll have to go through, check out each call for submission, see if it's still ongoing or if the date has passed, and see if they're still accepting submissions. Look at other anthologies and novels that publisher has put out. Is this someone you want to be affiliated with? Because with a publisher, you're not just talking about potentially one publication. You could be talking about multiple publications down the line. So do your research, find the right publishers, and then put together your query letter with the short story. You'll send it to them via email most times nowadays, and you can wait to hear from them. Most of them will get back to you within a few weeks, although there are some that are backed up and it may take longer. I've had a few that took years, but by then I had obviously moved on, which you can too. They won't all reply. So step 3 is important, but it's also something that should be considered before you start writing, if possible. Whenever you're looking at writing a short story, we often, as authors, we often come up with things on the fly and we're inspired by it, so we start writing. That tends to be how it happens with me. But if you can write to the audience, write to the genre, then you can probably pick up more publications more often. To do that, before you ever start writing, research just like you were doing and find a anthology that is doing a call for submissions of a particular type that you enjoy. Then go about writing the story. And now step 4. That's publishers. And if you are not planning on publishing this traditionally, you instead want to go self-publishing, that's fine. I've done both. I'm a hybrid author. You instead of looking at publishers, you would then be looking at formatting, getting it ready, along with any other stories that are going into that anthology. If you're looking at publishing, though, you have to put that query letter together. You need to send it off with your submission and be prepared to be rejected. That's pretty common. Probably 9 out of 10 times you're going to get rejected. Maybe more often than not. But be prepared. Grow a thick skin. You need it. You need one of those bedliners covering you as an author, but you can do it. So, just in summary, number 1, beta readers. Okay, that's the next step after you finish writing your short story. Point 2, editors. Point 3, do your research. And point 4, submitting to publishers. Thanks again for joining us here at Story Glimpse. I'm Weston Kincade, best-selling horror and supernatural author. And please, 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 leave a comment below. We love that you've joined us, and we want to hear more. So if there's a topic that you'd like to hear about, I've been doing this for 10 plus years, plus teaching far longer. So I would love to help you. If there's anything that you want us to do a topic on, put it in the comments below. Also, to hear about upcoming episodes, remember to subscribe and click the bell. Thanks for joining us. Have a great week.